So should I wait or that should be
just give me a second, give me a second. Yeah, ain't got no title. Today, 22nd, right?
Yeah. Salvation is
I got America stuck in my head. Got America construction. I don't know exactly what direction. America construction.
Alright, we good. Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Number one is to the apostles, the elders of GreatMillStone. And shalom to like I'm dead, doing this regular faith, labor, love, true sincerity. I see brothers, Jim, man, soldiers of faith in New Jersey, pray for a few days. You know, coming with the weekly sit down. You know, we just going to roll in the spirit, man, and trying to come up with a title, but pretty much on my mind is just, you know, America, man. You know, America being destroyed, everything that this society, you know, has created within giving a false sense of hope to the Israelites. You know, when this place was actually meant to be a place of suffering for us, a place of punishment, not a place of upliftment, man. And we can see that in every shape, way, form, and fashion within today's society. You know, and I just saw something yesterday, and somebody put up a clip and showed how it was this Edomite, right? And pretty much he got caught. He got pulled over by a cop, and he was reaching for a gun, and he got arrested.
Oh,
wow. An Edomite dude.
Wow.
And he got arrested. Yeah. But if it was a Jake, they would have filled his black ass full of holes, man. You know what I'm saying? But they did that earlier this year to a Jake that fell asleep in the parking lot of Taco Bell, but his gun was on the seat. You know, and over there where he was at, it's legal to carry firearms, but they say, yo, if he reached for it, we gonna pop him. And the man went out of his seat, he startled, and they want to kill it, shoot him in like 20-something. Yet this Edomite goes to jail, man. You know, this is the thing, man. You know, justice, the homosexual justice, man. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that scripture there, not in trouble with other men.
Oh, Psalm 73.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Just from the top on that.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 73, verse 1. It says, truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right, and that's what get Jake so caught up out here, man. They get caught up in saying what the next man got, or what Esau got, or what this person got. And they be envious at the sight of the wicked because they living in prosperity. But the hidden gem that our people don't know is they were meant to prosper within the time because they're living in their kingdom. We're living in our current punishment, man. That's why we so messed up, man. You know, we're not meant to live it up here, man. And when Jake can actually come to a realization of that, the better off you'll be when you can see that, man, in the spirit, man, you know?
Verse 4, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Hey, I just gave the perfect example. You know what I'm saying? This Edomite goes to jail when he was reaching for his gun, and a Jake just happened to wake up, you know what I mean, in the Taco Bell parking lot, ain't even trying to really reach for his gun, but just being startled, gets filled full of holes, man. So that goes to show who the society is really for and who the society is really about, you know? And look at things as far as money. And, you know, trying to do like little, you know, business with Jake and stuff like that. And you can see how messed up Jake is and how broke Jake is, man. Anytime I talk to Jake and they want to try to do some business, they be like, yeah, I gotta wait till Friday, or I gotta wait for 2 weeks, but Edom, they can just come out their pocket like it ain't nothing. So we are deprived on every way, shape, form, or fashion, man. But Esau, it's nothing for them, to make a quick buck with them to sustain their family. When we gotta live off of, just government food and stuff like that, and stuff in the hood, man. We ain't nothing really benefiting us, man. Yeah, you keep going. Yeah.
All right. It says, verse 6, it says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
Hey, because, they got a saying, like, money don't change you. Money just brings out more of who you are. So if you, deep down, you're a piece of shit at heart, when you get that money, you really going to be a shit, and you going to show. Be a bad, you're going to be the Esau. You know what I'm saying? What the scripture say in Psalms 55, somebody grab that real quick, 55 and 20. Because that's a perfect example. He try to hide who he really is, but deep down, now once he gets what he wants, now he get that money, he get that gold, now his fangs really come out. Now you see him for the devil that he is, man. Bring that up.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but woe was in his heart.
Exactly, the whole damn time, man. That's nothing but the devil. You can sit there and shake your hand and take you with you and sound like he your best friend in the goddamn world, and then your back. And he's right there, man. He ain't even wait for you to do turn and hit a whole 180 yet, man.
And you know something? He don't feel no bad about it.
Exactly.
Sometimes Jake may do some fuck shit, but his conscience will beat him up.
Exactly.
So the next time he'll try to right his wrongs.
Yeah.
Esau don't right wrongs. Esau clearly don't give a fuck. When he backstab you, he not thinking inwardly that he a shitty person. He like he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
And he said survival of the fittest, man. Esau came up with that.
Because they since you said survival of the fittest, I remember I mentioned this to brothers like a while back. There's a movie with Ice-T, Charles S. Dutton, and a few other Edomites called Surviving the Game, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real good movie. It came out like during the 90s. I suggest brothers try to look it up and find that movie, right? They brought Charles S. Dutton, because Ice-T was living in the hood because his woman and his child had died, so he just wound up becoming poor. He just really ain't care since he lost his family. That's how it's happened with a lot of Charles Dutton offered a job, bring him to the woods. Job, like you are the job. Now they hunting this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau for you, man. Any way you want to put it, that's how he do, man. We are to pray, man. Every way we go, we are to pray. What's that? Isaiah.
Psalm 10.
You can bring that out to us. Another one in Isaiah about how we are to pray. Isaiah 40, 57, something like that.
I'll bring this out. This is Psalms chapter 10 and 1. Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thyself in a time of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Hey, the wicked in his pride. In his pride, man, they oppress the poor. Meaning what? The more that they get, the more that they willing. Yeah, the more they get within the society, the more they oppress us, man. Look at the technology. The technology getting better within this world, right? And we get more suppressed by it, even on the jobs. Because, at my job and stuff, they used to say, yeah, man, back in our days, it wasn't like that, man. We could go do our job, knock it out in 3 hours, come back, we play a little football in the parking lot, you know what I mean? Just chill out. Now we got these scanners. We got to scan this so they know where we at right here. It's a GPS tracker on the scanner. You know what I'm saying? So we getting more oppressed. The more Esau feel like they rising to power, I mean, they oppressing us even more, man.
Yeah, because that technology is accurate. It's time stamped. So it's look, man, you can't lie. Esau, you know how they is at the job. You could do, you busting your job, you doing your job, but then you make time for yourself. You give yourself time to rest while you on the job. What's wrong with that? But when you got Esau around, he wants you to stay on your feet. He don't care. He'll never want you to rest unless it's just on your break. But Jake, we got a way of, like, when you work, you find a way to make it easy for yourself. Exactly. So then you be like, look, I'm chilling. Like, I'm good. Look, I'm fine. I'm doing my work. Everything good. But he be like, what you doing? Why you sitting down.
Exactly.
You know, write you up with some shit like that. That shit wrong, man.
Yeah, you know, so-called Native American Indians, we learned this yesterday in the museum down in Pennsylvania. The women have jobs around their home and stuff. Every day they alternate jobs and they do a different task each day of the week. Why? So that the job that they do every day doesn't become boring to them and tedious. You know, it's fresh and exciting. Talking about Qadash. Yeah. You know, just an example of how, you know, Jake does it better. You know, Esau have you doing the same shit over and over again until you ready to kill yourself and everybody around you.
Yeah, he's not a man. He's not a good taskmaster.
And the scriptures say he beat down the nations with a continual stroke.
Right,
Isaiah.
Right,
14.
Yeah. I got this. You finish this? It says verse 3. I'll just sort of back this thing up and turn it. This is Psalms chapter 10 and 3. For the wicked boast of heart's desire, and blessed covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth, the wicked through the continent will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all. These are all yes. Thou just fall out of his all his knees. He hath said in his heart, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Right? And that's why they have all of that product, because they don't feel like there's no higher power above themselves, man. They feel they are the highest power, man. Like how it says Second Thessalonians, he believes himself to be God, the Most High. He sitteth in the temple of the Most High.
Right, yeah.
Because what? He sits in people's minds by his philosophies and everything that he puts out there through the media. You know what I'm saying? Making you, forcing thoughts upon you, and you're not even realizing it, but it's happening subconsciously, man.
Hey, this man is so prideful that the technology that he's discovering or giving, well, basically the Most High is giving to him, he thinks he could beat the Most High. He could beat the Creator now. He could change what the Creator had created, and he could be the father of it. You know, this is why he got this modification of modifying our bodies through microchips. You know, got different type of cells, and he can tap into cells and split cells and create artificial tissue and make a living creature. He think he's the Most High. He's created newly unseen animals, man, unknown animals, man. You know, I'll finish it up. It says, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth, here's the point, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor.
Hey, and that's what he does throughout the earth, man. You know? And everybody's waking up to this damn devil now, man. You know? Everywhere he goes, he creates destruction, man. You know? Takes over the country's resources, man. You know? And defiles the place, man. You know? He wants to make every place bring in contractors to rebuild it. Right. They make money off of it. Okay, they want to build a 42nd Street everywhere around the world, man. Yeah. You know?
And then if I could add, man, because it said they be lurking, man. Yep. You know, that's exactly what an animal does, man. When you're in the wilderness, man, you don't even know that an animal is following you, man, but it's lurking amongst you. And that's how Esau is, man, with our people. Yo, he's obsessed with us, man. Esau is really obsessed with you so-called niggas, Latinos, and natives, man. And he's clocking your every single move, okay, and watching every single thing you're doing and plotting against you, so he could be the accuser of our brother and is cast down, man. He's fulfilling that scripture, man.
Hey, so real quick, I can say this real quick. When you on your daily bouts, you know, some brothers could work out and shit. You know, Esau is always watching us. You know, so if you amongst Jake a lot, and then all of a sudden one Esau come around, you got to keep eye on him. And then you check him out because what he do, he lurking. He just there, he ain't lifting nothing. He's just trying to get the scenery and get the feel of what's going on. You know, and then next thing you know, he never there again. Or he'll come back again and do it again. They always lurking, man.
Yeah, the guy downtown. He's like, you know, with his glasses on and shit, just lurking amongst us, man.
That's exactly how they be looking at shit too. Usually that shit perfect.
Yeah. Man, you gotta watch these devils. Scriptures tell us never trust our enemies. We get in the truth. You know, we're on the front line. These devils, you know, do this and, you know, mess up. You know what I'm saying? Or they could try to, you know, when they come in like a flood, you know, they're gonna try to grab brothers up, man. And that could be their way, you know, getting you at your occupation or whatever you're doing, and they got you.
To show you what? Enemy of the state. And where are we? We enemies to the state of America. Not the state as being like a literal state, but you know what I mean? The current affairs and ways of America.
And that's all due to the fact of we speaking the truth.
Exactly.
We're not carnal. We're not blowing up any buildings or taking Esau out by blood and swords and guns. We're just teaching, man.
Yeah. Hey, and the word is what's bringing chance in this place down, man. Us bringing out this word and us doing the videos, the shows, Jericho, the walls of Jericho, man. You know, it's spiritual, man. You see? You know? Because everything, all the plagues of this book, man, are coming to pass, man. You know? You're destroying yourself, man. You're doing a fine job destroying yourself, man. And that scripture says, thy foot shall slip and die through time.
Right.
You know? Hey, you're laying a snare for yourself, man. The Lord laid a snare for you, man. You see?
Yeah, look at what's going on with all these cops. You got these cops gunning down Jake in the street. Brothers, you know, get mad and want to retaliate, but what's the Lord doing? He's putting the spirit on these cops to shoot themselves in the head, man. Commit suicide. 3 cops in New York in the last week blew the brains out, man.
Wow. I ain't know that either. All praise to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. Right.
Cops is dropping like flies because of suicide, man.
Right.
You know, all the women they molested and raped and took advantage of, man. Money that they took off the top from whatever shady business is all coming back on them, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It just goes to show you the mentality of Esau Edom, man. He doesn't have a strong mentality, man. He can't. He says the scripture says that I shall not see adversity, but the Lord is putting adversity on him, man. You know, having trouble in the household, and when you have those type of jobs like that, man, they can't bear it, man. This is why this is happening. There was another guy that just killed. It was on the news today. They were both in the Air Force on Staten Island. And both of them were in the Air Force, he killed the kids and the wife. See, you know, and they got him in custody. They got the husband in custody now, man. You see, you know, straight Edomites. You know,
I got some. Just going back to that. Lamentations chapter 4 verse 17 it says, "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go into our streets."
And they do that literally, man, in all small details. If you think your phone ain't tapped, you mistaken. People are you just being paranoid. No, I'm not. My service is acting up because them devils is doing it, man.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How you say anytime, man, you want to talk on the phone and shit, fuck around with the phone and shit.
He always talk about my phone messed up. It's his phone. It's probably both our phone. He got cranked up, man. You got your log to you take your cell phone. That little data. Pull that up. You know? They go back. Now they take your pictures with clouds. All that, man. That's all
so
data for them.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they want you to pay for more cloud space.
Exactly, and now because with the phone I got or whatever, it's a Google phone. So now you have unlimited storage with Google Drive. Why are they doing that for? So you can have all of my information. They usually charge by like 15 gigs or some shit. Then you go over 15 gigs, then they want to charge you. But now if you get this Google phone, now you can get unlimited. Come on, man. It's always a catch to what you got to do, man. Always a catch. Man.
Oh, and also too, through Microsoft, I believe their cell phone has features with tattoo tags, basically RFID tattoo tags. That phone, you can do certain things where you can actually have phone features like having a chip. Brother saw the video when the woman had the tattoos in her hand. She make the call and shit like that. It's all about the mark of the beast, and it's all about them having all this data on you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And hey, man, the scriptures say that Esau wants to be like unto the Most High. Hey, the Most High has angels about you round about, listening to everything you do, watching everything you do. Esau want to be the same way, man. That's why even in that show South Park made fun of the Alexas, how they listening to you through your Alexa. They watching you through your smart screen TV, man. And a lot of Edomites, you see it in the TV shows, they could be in one of these damn cars, man, with little machines trying to listen into us. You know, Esau can tell you what time we can't, what time we close up. You know, because they, you know, Jake be asking us, man, what time we be out here. Esau can tell you too, man.
Real quick, if brother's got that Alexa in the crib, man, you better throw that shit away. That Alexis is. I saw YouTubers and shit like that, and they had it in there. One dude I was watching, I never knew about I knew about the Alexis, but I never knew how it worked. But I'm watching this guy stream, and the Alexis, that's Satan. He's talking, and then all of a sudden it just jumps in and talks to you. You don't need no damn machine talking to you. That's Satan, man. That's like that demon got a voice now. You know, he could use that type of voice box to talk to you. Oh, such and such, he's not watching anymore. Something like just saying anything. That's that AI intelligence shit, man.
The new season of Black Mirror, even though it's 3 episodes, got some shit like that. This little dog talking to this chick and shit. Wow. And then, more importantly, the show 100. You know what I'm saying? The show 100, that shit real, because it's like some AI intelligence that created missiles and all that, and that destroyed America type shit in that show. You know what I'm saying? And that artificial intelligence is controlling everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's pushing that little chip.
Yeah, take the chip and put it in their body.
That's why everything done through algorithm. Yeah. You know, algorithm is, they use it on YouTube. If you say a trigger word, it goes, you get category to a certain space.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Algorithm. Come on, man.
And your phone also, man, there's like sometimes you can see the apps that are still running to save your battery power. And one of the apps that's always running, because I looked at it, and it was an app that was running for like 3 hours, and it was the damn microphone, man.
Yeah.
So he was listening to me for 3 fucking hours, man.
Hey, brother, when you got an Android, you can download these phones. They ask you to commit and permission so that they can do these things. Every time you download an app, it say, "Can we have permission?" And you say yes because you want the app.
Access your contacts, access your images.
Yeah.
Why every single app need that shit,
and you know why? Because guess what? You can actually, here in America, you can sue them if they didn't. But they don't want no lawsuit. But they say, look, in the contract, you, before accepting this act, it said in permission. You know what I'm saying? So you gave away your rights.
Well, we didn't read those terms.
I know, right?
Yeah,
like
just
99 pages.
Click.
Just give me the damn app, all right?
Hey, even the Fire Stick, man, got the Alexa, man.
Oh, yeah.
Alexa feature on it, man. You know, and they got the Fire Stick, man. They got, it's like a fire sale right now, man. They got it for like $30, $29.99, man. Wow. You know.
And another thing that they do is they got your most frequent contacts, man. Now they probably gonna use that when all hell break loose, man. You may talk to somebody in the world or something. They gonna show up at their door because they gonna see that this was your most frequent contact. Like, yo, have you seen this person?
Right.
You know, we looking for him, man.
Right.
And we're like, oh shit, what has he done? Because you don't want to tell the world, you know. And then they're gonna say, you know, whatever, man.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna read scripture real quick to keep the spirit on. It says, Psalms 10 and 8, he sitteth in the lurking place of the villages, and the secret places doeth for the innocent. His eyes are privately against God.
And that's in the. He's always in the hood, man, setting up shop, man. You know, all right. He's always thinking of plans to destroy Jake, man. You know. Mm-hmm. Hey, look at the situation in Flint, man, with that water, man. They never even addressed the water issue, man. They never even fixed it, man.
It's still fucked up.
There's certain situations, like even in Haiti, where they know, like if you go to ShopRite and shit, they say give 10 cents extra to this organization. Maybe raise like billions of dollars, and none of the money ever, shit never change over there, man. Because they stealing that money.
It says, verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And how did he do that? By all his technology, man. He does that by you accepting, getting them a cell phone. You want the hottest feature, the new electronics, that's cool, making things life convenience. You know, a new phone, watch, talking phone. You know what I'm saying?
That shit sound good, man. But when, like a year down the line, you wondering why your bill's so high, and they tell you all the breakdown of the bullshit that you bought. They ain't even tell you that in the beginning.
He give you these cool technologies to exchange for information on you.
Right.
Damn devil, man.
I remember when all these shit starts coming out, you be excited and all this shit. It's like, man, fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
Had to watch, like that's how you said, I had to watch all that shit. I was like, man, fuck all this dumb shit. I just need a phone, do it on the internet, basic stuff, man. You know what I mean?
And that's why it says here in the scriptures, Revelation 13 and 14, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beasts. Those miracles of the technology, man. And he deceived them by getting the people so dependent on this technology that they can't even live without it. Like, what happens when your phone dies? You can't. It's like you can't even breathe until you get a new phone.
Yeah, because our whole lives in the phone. Like, yo, people don't even remember phone numbers no more, man.
Yeah.
They don't even remember phone numbers. Like, it's like, why? You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's crazy, man.
So I've been doing that forever now, man. Like the brother, he had threw it up on his page when now those Hamites, they're saying we don't want no more white saviors, man.
Yeah.
Because that's deceiving them by the means of their miracles. You come when shit's all fucked up, but then when it's all said and done and you leave, you realize that you're even in the worst case than before Esau had came, man.
And you know something about that too. They're so mad over there because Esau, they go over there, they send it, they got these doctors, and one woman they have no license, and when they kill their people and kill their children and all the people that's being treated, they don't get arrested. Nothing happens to Esau. He flies back to America and act like nothing happened. Right, you know? And then the next one come back out there and say, well, no, I'm going to do better. That one messed it up. We need this syringe. We need to take these shots. Vaccine. Well, let's try these vaccines. They're going to work. You know? And they over there just doing whatever they want to them, man.
And the scriptures are so on point when it says, you need to keep it at home and have in the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter. Because, like, look at Venezuela. They're trying to get into Venezuela and to have a lock on their resources. And when Venezuelan President Maduro doesn't want them in there, he vilifies them and make it seem like he's some kind of terrorist or something like that. Make it seem like, oh, we gotta take this guy out and put in some puppet president in instead that'll let Americans into the land and steal the resources, man. Just damn devil,
He's a vampire, man.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, got the precept that you had quoted. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death.
Yeah, because you got to be really proud to go and tell another country who they should have for their president, who they should elect to be their president of their country.
Right.
And you have nothing to do with the situation. You know?
It says, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death.
Hey, when you hear about death, man, that's bad news, man. You know, like you hear doctor tell you got 3 weeks to live, you feel bad, man. So now is where Esau, when these other nations, they realize, you know, Esau's looking to come up and they, you know what I'm saying, take over the economy. That's what got these coups and these uprisings, man. Because nobody wants Esau in it, you know, nobody wants Esau in their country, man.
Hey, what's happening is history repeating itself. Everybody wants Esau out of their land, man. You're gonna get chased out of the world for good this time. Right? Ain't no more going in the caves and the Lord reserving you for 1,000 years. You're getting chased out of the world because the Most High is gonna round you up and burn fire upon your head, and it's gonna be no more Esau.
You know, it gets you ticked off because our people, 2/3 of our people, talk about we're saved and Esau is so-called white man isn't such a bad guy and this and that. You don't understand that Esau is as death and cannot be satisfied. This is the same people. This is the same person, people, nation that is running the planet Earth that you live in, man. You know, and he's as death. So you don't understand the situation that you're in, man. You're in a real dire situation, man.
Hey, every time you see an Edomite, you should just think of death. Who we about to kill? Who that murderer?
The harbinger of death is ruling the planet.
Their whole spirit from the top of the bottom of them, they worship crossbones and skulls and they love blood. Dracula, they love that stuff, man. You know, they love that stuff, man. They love death, man. That's death, man.
Oh man, we went to like I said, we went to a Native American Indian museum yesterday, and we had an Edomite that came up out of nowhere, and he was making these they were cool, making these off-branch little weapons that were like Mayan based, right? He was getting into it, making these cool weapons, right? And he made a war hammer made out of a gun, made out of a rifle butt, right? But it was designed, it was cool and everything. But I peeped it, you look at it, and it was a little design on the top of it, on the edge of the killing part, and it was a pentagram. You know, it was a 5-point star. You know, it was like, you know,
witchcraft.
You know, he just can't help himself.
Right, exactly. That's why Esau is the worst of all the heathen, man. Because, you know, here it is, we talking about how you can either keep at home But the scripture, and this is how much scriptures Esau breaks, man. He breaks like every single scriptures, man. The scriptures say, strive not in the matter that concerns thee not, man. So these nations all the way across seas, what's going on there, it doesn't matter to you, man. But we all know that so-called white people are like the nosiest people, man. Down from your six-pack Joe peeking out the window to all the way to the elites, man. They don't mind their fucking business, man.
He wants to know what you smell like. He want to know what oil you use. Yeah, that's how tedious this devil is. He goes, he's deeply. He gives what the scriptures say. He gives a diligent search, man. When you give a diligent search for something, when you're diligently in something, you go in detail from detail. You know.
You always mention those old shows like 227 and things like that. These shows are run by Edomites, right? So you'll have the script played out, and then you'll have they'll have the little thing in the prompter to tell you when to laugh because they know our humor probably better than we do. You know, like something funny will happen, and it'll be like cue the applause or laugh, and then we laugh at it.
Right.
Yep. That's a diligent search.
Yeah. Timed it.
Yeah. This is Sirach chapter 13 verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. You know? And that goes into the Cuba Gooding Jr., man.
Right.
Another one bites the dust, man. You know, they're going after these A-less liberties now, man. And the doors are closing down on you jakes, man. You know? And it's like I said, he'll use you if you're for his profit, though, man. But when you don't have, he'll forsake you, man. If you ain't worth it no more, he'll forsake you. Just like how they go into these lands and they take over the resources, man, and suck it dry, man.
Yo, isn't he gay? Isn't
he? He did that.
I thought he was a homosexual too.
He did that movie, Boat, or something about being on.
It was just a movie role.
It was like a homosexual kind of thing.
Oh, I thought he was in real life.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it too. But him, they got Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard. You know, a whole mess of them.
Hey yo, did brothers see the brothers ain't see the new season of Black Mirror?
Nah.
Yo, that shit had me. I'm sorry, this shit had me pissed the fuck off, yo. They is fucking with people's heads on everything, fucking with people. Look how fucked up this shit is, right? So you got a dude, I forgot, you know the black dude that played in that movie, She Hate Me? You ain't never seen that movie, She Hate Me? I forget the dude's name. Regardless of the fact, right? So you got this black dude, he married to this woman. He living their everyday life, right? Now, got one kid, but she pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But you can like bored. This shit is just, I mean, you be the same bitch, you done popped it for enough money as you get bored, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, right, so he gets caught like at a barbecue, like looking at a chick's ass or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he starts showing like disinterest in her or whatever. Then all of a sudden his boy that they used to live together come around like some years later to his birthday party. You know what I mean? He gave him a little virtual reality game and shit, right? And now when you play the game, this is how you know this is chip technology. When you play the game, you actually are the character. You in the game. You put the shit or this chip on the side of your brain, and you can see it. And then your eyes just pretty much roll in the back of your head, and you just stuck in the game mentally.
What?
Yeah, that's how the Black Mirror shit is, right? So when they're in the game mentally, they playing a fighting game. So the main dude, he's the kind of like Bruce Lee looking character, and then his friend, the woman character. And now since the friend, he's actually horny, and he actually physically in this game. He's looking at this woman character, and they start kissing in the game and shit. But it's really his boy controlling the woman. You know what I'm saying? So now they wind up doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically having gay sex, but it's mentally though. He's the woman in the game, and he's the man in the game. But like, they both men though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they doing that to try to mess people's heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy, man. So, because if you see that, you know what I mean? You just see it in the game like, oh, it's just a man and a woman. But no, it's a man controlling a woman. You know what I'm saying? So now that's really some gay, virtual reality gay shit, man.
Esau's doing that shit now. He's preparing the people for that type of technology because they got that, was that PSP VR or some shit? Yeah, they got a lot of, like I just bought the 2K19.
Yeah.
I think they, it's a 2K19 and Tekken 7. They all like this. I don't know if it's 2K19, but they all compatible with that PSVR where you put it, you seen it, right?
Yeah.
You put it in your face and it's like you in the game and shit.
And then it's some new shit, like on YouTube, you know how they play you like previews and some other shit. I started to record it, but I started recording it too late. It's a show with this Latino dude, and he pretty much got a son. And they talking about like relationships and gay shit. And then the way his son coming off, like he's been in defense of the type shit, and he's young as hell. He look like he probably like 9 years old. Like that. Well, how do you define a relationship? When you like with a man and a woman? Like, well, Dad, what says that a relationship has to be with a man and a woman? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that shows you how they programming everything for the fucking society, man. Shit is crazy.
I got some for you. This is 1 Timothy chapter, or 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So you see, hey, just as opposed to getting into in that show, man, that seducing homosexual spirit, all these wicked spirits, is going to be getting worse and worse, man. Because the scriptures say that the thought of every one of them is deep, man. So Esau, and the scriptures also say Esau can't even go to bed unless he does wickedness, man. You know? And wickedness is always on his mind. So here it is, man. He's trying to get a regular man, you know, because these are the things that he's going to bring to pass as well. Anyway, on the 5G network, man. Because once the 5G network, you know, get rolling, which is already in the midst, Esau's going to be able to do more on these video games, man. These video games are going to be able to hold more data, you know? Just as the brother said, man, you're going to, instead of playing 2K on the game, you're going to actually be bowling, man. As long as you get the chip in your head. Now, guess what? Now, the younger generation that plays video games heavily, they're going to be willing to get the chip, man. So that they can partake in these benefits, man. But that seducing spirit, man, is going to be getting worse and worse, man. The thoughts of every one of them is deep, man. They're going to get regular dudes to turn into damn homosexuals, man.
Hey, you know something too? Brother's talking about that. You go watch the movie The Gamer. That old movie, he had the chip in his head, and he had an Edomite was playing him, and he was like, he actually got connection to talk to his handler, the guy that was playing, the kid that was playing a video game, and he said, let me loose, because he said, you're going to get me killed. You know what I'm saying? So he was controlling real prison inmates, you know? So you know these elites, and then you got the guy Jay-Z. Jay-Z just invested in ankle monitors, man. Ankle monitors, which is which is what you call, you know, when you go to jail and you get a misdemeanor and you get like some type of probation, they're going to start hitting you with an ankle monitor, man. You know, to the point when ankle monitors, there's GPS, you know, they got voice recognition on, you know. And here he's supposed to be Jay-Z from Brooklyn, New York, man. The rapper and shit. And now he's totally against you niggas, man. He invested in money into the prison system, man. He's trying to really make money, and they just announced that he's, a billionaire? You know? So he's playing the game too, man. You know?
And you know Jordan got stuck in that too?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah, the show that I'm talking about just a little while ago, I think it's a new show, and it's showing a Comedy Central sign on it, but it was on YouTube, and I just, like, started, you know what I mean, like, you know, recording it while it was on, like, an ad. It's called Alter Latino with Arturo Castro. And I guess it's that first episode of it with all that, like, you know what I mean, the boy defending and all that shit, man. Somebody else has something?
Yeah, is that? I got some. You got it? Yeah. This is back in Habakkuk, right? This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee?
Hey, the nations are mad, man. You know? The nations are mad on him. You know? And now it's gonna come back and turn on them.
It says,
that's why you say they got why used to be have brought thee to the border, man. Because Esau now, you know, these other nations are allowing Esau to be over there with their you know, their military bases. But now it's coming to the point to where they taught it America's BS, man.
that's right.
Because now they're getting affected, you know, when Trump is doing, you know, because Trump is doing these, you know, wars with Iran. Now these other nations are getting affected. Like, you fucking up our money flow, man.
What's going on, brother? It says,
This where y'all be at?
nah, this is a sit down, brother. Nah. It says,
3 over there.
over there.
yeah.
Right in front of McDonald's.
Plaza, right?
Yeah, nah, right there,
Right there
yeah.
on the corner.
It says from like 3 to 7. Every Saturday. It says, thou shalt be full of booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. That he,
It's like, yeah, and that's all the resources that he's heaping up unto him, man. The scriptures say that he heaped the gold for the last days, roughly paraphrasing, but this is the recompense that's going to come back upon him, man, because the nations have drunk of the wine of his fornication, and the nations are mad, man. So now the wrath is going to come upon this place, man, through the spirit and power of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, but with these other nations coming against this place, man. Even the people that were confederate with thee, man, have deceived thee, man.
Why do you think the nations are trying to get away from this petrodollar, right? America and the rich elites are making so much money off of this petrodollar based off of the deal that they have with Saudi Arabia. It's like really the other nations, when they buy oil, they have to buy it through the U.S. dollar. So what they gotta buy, they're pretty much paying for oil twice. So all of this profit is going to the rich elites, and they're hoarding all the money. You got something called old money, where these rich elites are still spending money from slavery, man. They're hoarding all the riches for themselves. Like case in point, the rich elites, the Rawchaas, the Gates, the DuPonts, and things like that. They could take some of their money and pay all the debt of America, and not even break a sweat, and still be rich and still be wealthy. But they won't do it.
A couple years ago, I had looked up something and it said pretty much there's enough land in America for everybody to own their own acre of land. You know what I'm saying?
wasn't it also said that everybody here will actually live in Texas, something like that?
Oh yeah.
Bringing that up a long time ago. Yeah, everybody.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but I heard somebody say it.
Planes no food, man. It's a big ass area. So they like the food, man.
Yeah. Right. That's where I live off the land, man. Verse 9. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
Hey, and he's cutting off many people right now, man. He's rubbing a lot of these nations the wrong way, man. He's reneging on deals. He's basically turning the side against them. He wants to change the trade regulations. Okay, he wants to put tariffs on these other nations. Okay, all right. And what they first do is they want to resource all of the jobs out of the country, and then now when the other nations are bringing their products here and making a better product, okay, the other nations always made a better product than this place, man. Now that these American companies are suffering, now they want to place tariffs on these other nations, man. Okay, to try to even the playing field, man. You see?
Doesn't even come close though, because a lot of these, I believe, legislators under Trump, they was even saying that the people who's going to get affected is the Americans, man, because they're going to have to pay the fucking extra fees, man.
It's always like that. Just like any town, they start doing construction, especially like if it's a small town or something. They start doing construction and shit like that. You're gonna be sending them certified letters to them different housing people that live within the community and them different businesses to let you know your tax is going to increase for the year for this road work we gotta do for the township. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's always at the expense of the people, man.
Right, exactly. And they who's paying for it, even heavily is these restaurant owners, man. Because this restaurant that I work, the warehouse that I work for that delivers to restaurants, I'm reading the damn paper, and it's an increase on freaking pork, man. Which you ain't supposed to eat that shit anyway. But now, America, all these different restaurants have to pay more for pork, man, because they got pigs. Yeah, you got pigs here dying, man, in America, right? But now, since all the pigs is dying here, they gotta buy more from these other countries, which since America is sanctioning them, they sanctioning their asses right back. So now it's hitting their pockets, man. And now all these different restaurants is hitting them first, man. And now when it continues to hit them even more heavier, now they gotta charge more for your nasty ass swine and shit anyway, man.
Yeah, I believe China has a very large supply of pigs.
Yeah.
And there's also a plague on those pigs as well. They're having some kind of Chinese swine flu over there.
That's good for us.
Another plague and pestilence from the Lord.
Niggas can't put down that pork.
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and 15. And it reads, it says, neither shall there be any work for, I'm going to read into it. 14, it says, the Lord hath mangled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Hey, Trump is that perverse spirit, man. He fucking everything up, man. And then it's funny because you have people that believe in him that think he's just the fucking best things. Like Jake say, best things since like bread, man. He's fucking everything up, man. Esau, Edom, and really, 2/3 house niggas, they still thinking he's doing the best job in the world, man.
It says, the Lord Yahawah have mangled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Cause that inflation, man. Hey, everything. Hey, the cost of living is gonna go up, but the jobs ain't gonna be able to pay. Jobs ain't gonna be able to go up, man. The cost of that. Okay, and then once a damn gallon of milk is about $20. Hey, that's it, man. There's no point of working, man. Then it's gonna be robbing and stealing and chaos, man. That's what's gonna be going on out here, man. And these restaurants only hold what was up to 3 days worth of food. It's gonna be bloodbath in all these restaurants, man.
Real quick, because it already be looking crazy when sometimes you see fucking Walmart and they ain't hardly got shit in the stores and people be panicking just then, man. Hardly any wars, hardly any cold cuts for people. Already, you know what I mean? I seen that shit a few times in the Walmart where I was at, man. And people just looking and just mad as hell, like what, you know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy, man.
And with these businesses, like how it is in Venezuela, it is that, when you open a business, you want to make a profit. So now, the more it takes you to, the more the products cost, naturally, the more you're going to charge the consumers. But the thing that happened in Venezuela is that there was a limit on how much you can charge the people. So it's like, why open up if I'm not even going to make a profit? Exactly. So now you got everybody fighting over that last piece of that last loaf of bread, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this up real quick. I got a precept. Verse 16. It says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it."
That's us. Pretty much being the mouthpiece of the Lord. Then everything that's going to trickle down from that, man. You know what I'm saying? What we shaking their hand down, man. At our people, at Esau, at other nations. But you know what time it is? Because y'all going to motherfucking, this is going to work. You know what I mean?
It's second scene. It says, the beginning of morning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
And it said what? And the powers, what it said, the power shall be what? In fear, right? Yeah, what? So who's going to be in fear? The big bad wolf that's been huffing and puffing this whole time, Esau, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the elephant in the room, the one who claims that he never does nothing, always proclaiming himself to be good, doing all the justice, pointing the finger at everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Really doing the most. You know what I'm saying? The big bad bully in the room, man. now he ain't gonna be able to take it when the heat is on him, man. But they say you can't stay the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau can't. Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely about to be Hell's Kitchen for Esau. Hey, the perfect name for that spot, man. Hell's Kitchen. America's gonna be Hell's Kitchen for Esau, man.
It's uncooked meat.
Yeah, right.
This is verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Amendment, man. Hey, man, that's that recompense, man, coming back, man. You know, those are those plagues that the Lord's going to send upon this place, man. You know, okay. And it says Egypt shall be like unto a woman, man. You know, so all these people that are, and hey, the Lord knows how to humble a person, man. You know, He said that the proud man shall be bowed down, man. Okay.
Yeah, like I said too. Said what shall be scourged what for an amendment? Meaning what they got to get their axe taxed to everything that they've done, man, to make everything right, to receive that judgment, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? You know what I mean? A friend like somebody say, yeah, y'all need to mend y'all. You know what I'm saying? You got, or you might need to mend. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing.
From my research, the blood for
Exactly. How things mend. It's no other way. He says no other way. What you think is going to be justice that that we should get, or however you want to put it, it's not going to go that way. We got to go back to Black Snake. Yeah. Got to go back to Black Snake. Please have mercy on me. No, they put that devil up on that damn gate and they strengthened his ass.
Hey,
you know
also another scripture behind it. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. Another scripture.
He that what is it?
He
that
don't
show mercy, he shall receive no mercy.
Yeah.
And it's all about balance with the Lord. Just how this place was established on bloodshed, the place is going to go out, man. On bloodshed, man. It's balance. It's all of this, man.
And you reap what you sow.
Man.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, I'll jump back and just finish it up. This is verse 20. But for all these things But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Because what? Because things gonna be so cheap. They're like, yeah, we just gonna rack up and wait for the economy to come back up. Yeah. That's what people be talking about shit now. Eventually, one of these times, this shit is not gonna come back up.
AMTV, that character.
Oh yeah, he always sells some shit,
he always
man.
trying to capitalize off of the destruction of America.
Oh yeah, he's one of the biggest swindlers ever, man.
Hey, he makes some more money when it's news going out about the war and the end. Get your bug out back.
Bug out back.
Don't forget to get that bug out back.
That's true. Like the scripture say,
Cryptocurrency.
say bound for her, she would have been healed, but she was not healed.
Yeah.
Right. You know. The scriptures also say that gold can't save you, because they always had a bailout plan. You know, in the previous depressions. You know, but a lot of these, you know, you got that show, the Money GPS. Was it Jim Rickards and Jim Swagger? All those guys. They even say the bubble is so big, and it's not just in one particular place. The housing market, everywhere, the bubble is so big that when it bursts, you can't contain it.
Damn.
You know?
It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, that was in 08, man. They got movies like The Big Short, to where everybody was able to buy houses at a low price. But then now when, you know, the interest rates go back up, that's that great confusion, because now it's like, you know, I'm gonna pay for my house. I just lost my job. You know?
It says, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Hey, that's woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, man. You know, yeah. Just as for death, the sword to the sword, the famine to the famine.
Yep.
You know, right?
Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
Hey, that's going to be the mounds of bodies that's going to be out here on the earth, you know. for the and even over there in when that the Armageddon, man, the Lord's gonna call that great sacrifice, man, or we're gonna call all the fowls of the air, man. And it's gonna be a great feast, man.
There's gonna be more birds than ever over here.
Or you can eat buffet.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They seem like where the birds at, but there's gonna be more birds than ever.
It said no man shall comfort them, like brothers had when we go see the movie The First Purge. Remember? And then all the chaos was going on, and then the girl had went to the church for something. I forgot exactly how it went, but the pastor was in the basement about to eat off himself, man.
Oh, you're talking about Bushwick.
Is that Bushwick? Yeah, it was Bushwick. Yeah, the pastor was in the basement. The girl had came for his help, and the nigga ended up killing himself.
It says, verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the sea shall be cast down.
Wasted, man. Wasted. Look at this, man, is temporal, man. All this is going to be destroyed, man. You know? Right. Two verses. Zephaniah, the 1 verse 10, and I will bring this up, and they walk blood course against Yahawah, and they shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Hey, that's just like, hey, Lord's gonna come in with that big, oversized mop, the dustpan and broom, man, and make a sweet.
That's coming with the best.
Hey, remember, what's that scripture? He said he rang out the drags.
Psalm 78:5.
Yeah, and you know how every time I think of that, I think of like how you said the mop, and you know you got the janitors have, and they squeeze the mop and it's just wringing it out. That's how the most are gonna wring your ass out. Yeah, just squeezing that shit out.
This is Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
Think about it. That's how you do. When you see some bullshit,
You're gonna be at a far off island somewhere in there.
when you look west, yeah, because that stroll gonna be up there, man. Every time you look west, you're gonna be like, damn.
Still burning.
Still burning. That's with some great wickedness going on over there.
Make America great again.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 30. It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons.
Hey, that's America right there, man. That's Babylon right there, man. You know, because they received us as our labor. You know, they received us in afflicted us. You know, through slavery, captivity. You know, and the cities that received us, man. Miserable will they be, man?
Right.
Yeah, it's like if you have a good worker, you know what I'm saying, and something happens, y'all might have a fallout, and then he just decide to leave. The boss feel hurt, man. He calling him back, please come back. You know, because we made America great, man. So it says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons.
So wherever Israel at scattered, man. Not just here in Babylon, but through the eastern part of the world, London, UK, Israel, man. Wherever Israel was servants at, that place gonna be a shit, man. Until we fix it back up, man. You know, it's gonna be shit.
It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own destruction. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Pride shall come upon her from the everlasting to endure. And she, I'm gonna read that again. For pride shall come upon her from the everlasting long to endure, and she shall be inhabitant of devils for a great time.
The ultimate door, man. That fire, man. It's gonna be going to the door. It's gonna burn for a long time, there, man. You know.
O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from God.
That's our salvation, man. And that's what we are patiently waiting for, man. You know.
This is lo, thy sons come. This is lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of God.
And that's the banner that we lifted up, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That also proves that
The Bible.
parable of the son that was sent away and came back. That's the parable.
Or even the parable with the sheep, man. The 99 sheep.
Right.
He go get the last sheep. That last sheep. When they go get that last sheep. Yeah.
The prodigal son.
Oh yeah. God. Yep.
This is Judith chapter 16, verse 17. Woe to the nations that rise up against my kindred. The Lord Almighty will take vengeance on them in the day of judgment, and putting fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall fill them and weep forever.
So, you know, we're coming straight out of the scriptures, man. You know, it don't get more clear than that. You know, you mess around with Israelites, man, you the Lord's woman, that's your ass, man. And each one of you nations is guilty of that, man. Y'all look down upon us. Y'all look at us if we ain't shit, man. We the Oscar of the earth. So therefore, now you're going to have to feel the wrath of the Lord, man.
And so with that, you know, we hope this segment was edifying. You know, in America, we got swift destruction coming upon your ass, man. From Yahawashi, Rawchaa. And us, when the Lord put those powers upon us. Not right now.
The angels of the Lord, too.
Yeah, the angels. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But that we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Number one is to the apostle, elder, GreatMillStone. Shalom to like up there. Shalom.
Shalom.